Well, we're driving.
Yeah.
On the way to an appointment, and I got Angela here. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Steve. This is Angela. This is Minnie down here. Oh, there's Minnie. on the way to an appointment, and I figured I'm getting a lot of questions lately. By the way, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button below. Give us a thumbs up for everything. In YouTube, it helps us grow the channel and get the word out. Leave us some comments, and appreciate having you on your channel. We talk about everything financial services here. We talk about the IMOs, comp plans, those recruiters that do nothing but recruit people, don't train you, don't leave the front, they can't teach you what they haven't done, right? So we go through all that stuff here, and we try to be honest and transparent and just, tell the truth. I mean, there's so many people out there that are telling people how to do this business, but very few people are showing people because they can't, because they're sitting behind a desk at their house in their underwear trying to recruit people to do mortgage session, and they never sold anything. So you get the idea. If you like that concept, if you understand what I'm talking about, if you've been already in that situation before, come join the channel. We'd love to have you. But I have Angela here today, and I kind of want her. She's had a good week, an average week, I guess. How many
an average week.
How many appointments have you run this week?
I've run 4.
4 appointments, and I get a lot of I get a lot of questions when I talk to people, especially when they're women, about the safety and security of a woman working in this industry. And I know you and I have talked about this before, and we've had some conversations about it. And give us your thoughts. I mean, how many times have you been in a situation, I guess, over the last 5 years that you've been doing this? Have you felt really that a bit uneasy?
I have never been. Sorry, we're kind of in the Bay Area. For any of you that's ever driven in the Bay Area,
San Francisco. We get in and we get out quick.
Anyway, so two points I'll make on that. I have never been in a home with a client where I felt uncomfortable. So I've never actually, I've never had. I have had one experience where I pulled up to the home and I was uncomfortable enough where I called Steve and said, this is where I'm going to be. And ultimately, the person porched me, so I didn't end up running the appointment. But and it was just because the house was very far set back, and I couldn't see the door, and anyway. But I have to be honest with you, I've never been in a home or had a client open the door and invite me in where I felt uncomfortable, or I felt like my safety might be at challenge, or that being said, Steve always has the address of the homes where I'm going to be before I leave. So if you're married, or if you have a spouse or a significant other or a partner or what have you, I always encourage people to, you should share, where, where you're going to be. But I've never felt unsafe ever.
That guy in that motorcycle just about committed Harry Carey. All those bottle rockets, and just about became the rocket.
It's a crotch rocket.
Crotch rocket, bottle rockets, whatever. It's stupidity, is what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think, and that's a good and that's a good point to discuss, is that if again, we've not had any, a couple of thousand agents. We've never had a woman ever be in a situation where she felt at risk, right? Or even got in trouble. So that's the point. I mean, the reality of it is that you choose the areas that you want to work, right? Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna work the leads, you're gonna choose the area. So you typically know in your area what areas you want to go into. You don't want to go. We're not in the poor business, right? What I mean by that is we're not unless you're doing final expense, which tends to be, a very low income type of a sale. But even that is most of it senior citizens and trailer parks. It's not necessarily the way I like to work, but you can certainly do that. But our client base is not people that don't have money. It's also not people that are rich. It's middle income. So you kind of choose those areas, Angela. I mean, you were talking about last night. We live in Sacramento, and we've never really done that great in Sacramento.
No.
You choose to go to other counties, which you go there, and it's like automatically taking a withdrawal from the bank. I mean, that's how automatic your sales are in those areas.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just your area, and those are middle income families, mostly rural. And you know, and so talk about that for a second.
So it's actually kind of funny because even the county, even parts, not the whole county, but the part of the county that we live in, I really don't run appointments in that area because it's a higher home value, it's a higher income level. A lot of those appointments, you know, they already have stuff in place, and so and they have people that they've worked with throughout their lives to help protect their assets and their home and their finances. And so I tend to work more rural areas. And the funny thing about it is that there are days, because I'm human, you're human. You know, there are days when I get ready for an appointment at 5 or 6 o'clock. It's 90 minutes away, and the last thing I want to do is go to this appointment. And so sometimes I have to kind of talk myself into going, but it's always worth it. Last night was a classic example, and I wrote $2,400 worth of annual premium.
And let me tell you something. This happens all the time, and so hopefully all of you will learn from it. This guy in this crotch rocket now is going to, is again trying to get away. And I apologize because I'm trying to run. Hey, we're not impressed actually that I caught that exit late.
Yeah,
I caught it, even though I'm trying to focus on the video and the road. I always miss exits. GPS says turn now, turn down, turn, and I don't turn. Anyways, so what I was saying is that happens all the time, and hopefully people will learn from that. Is that 99%? I mean, Angela deals with a lot of agents during the day because we're very, very in touch with our agents. In other words, they strategize their cases before they go out with Angela, so we can get them good at the product selection, all that stuff. That's another side video, but if you're interested in having that kind of ground level support, you need to reach out to us because that's what we do. We really build agents here and create agents and put them on a path to success, whether they're with us or not, for their career. But so she had a long day, and and typically does, and then had to kind of regroup, put her field underwriter hat on, and go out and visit with appointments. And we met twice along the road, passing to kind of hook up and get a soda, and both times because I could tell she didn't want to go because she was tired. And on the tip of my lips, I was going to say, well, why don't you just blow it off? I mean, whatever. You can reschedule or don't go at all. And I just didn't do it. But that's because I knew she didn't want to go. What happened, Angela?
I had probably one of my top 5 appointments since I've been doing this. You just have people that you bond with, that you have a great relationship with, and it's a very easy appointment. Not easy in terms of writing the sale, writing the application. I mean, that was easy, but it was it was like visiting people that you know.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you have an appointment that is a lead that feels like warm market, and that's how this felt. And it was...
And what did he tell you?
He said, I like you.
How old was he?
You're kind of he's 81.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. This is kind of off your topic a little bit, but, that was the other thing feeding into my head. He's 81 years old. The options are limited. The amounts are limited. And there was no question. And it was a great appointment.
How much premium did you write?
$2,400.
$2,400. You figured that after your contract, and after they take the 25% all back, whatever, you're gonna make about $1,600.
Yep.
So in other words, understand that, folks. I mean, it's not unnatural to not want to go. It's not unnatural for them to not want you to go either. The client not want you to come. So we teach our agents if they cancel, don't we go anyways? But the point is that would have been $1,600 you'd have blown off last night simply because you were too tired to go, and you actually, even though you were tired, you were energized after the appointment was over because it was such a good appointment. Yeah.
When I by the time the drive home felt like it took 10 minutes, and it was another 90 minutes home.
Yeah. So let's get back on our topic. Generally speaking, in the last 5 years, how many? Because again, you sell primarily. I mean, understand, I don't get into that topic, but final expense and mortgage protection, they're not products, they're solutions, but you're working mortgage protection leads. So in general, how many times have you met with a male in the home alone? His wife wasn't there.
His wife wasn't there, he wasn't married.
He wasn't there, or wasn't married, either one.
maybe 6. In my mind, I can
5
count
years.
off. Yeah, in my mind, I can count off 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But it's pretty rare, and
Pretty rare.
it's usually I've only had maybe 1 or 2 situations where it was somebody that was a divorcee.
Yeah.
And didn't have, it was divorced. But a lot of times, they're widows. And so they're older gentlemen and their wives have passed.
Yeah. So you kind of set yourself up to working in more of a safe environment because it is mortgage protection. They have bought a home or refinance, so they're not fly-by-night people, right? You're working in an area or a county where that the type of people that generally, because I find it somewhat geographical. You know when you're going to go into a bad area of town, right? You don't work those areas, and you're working mortgage protection.
I'll add a really important point.
So my point is, mortgage protection leads, generally speaking, there's a spouse involved.
Yeah.
Not always, but it's rare.
The higher percentage will have a spouse.
And so if there's a spouse involved, you're gonna feel much more comfortable.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. Even the situations where I have been with a single male or single female, there's single female, I guess, that, twist off, whatever.
Well, I can be honest with you, even as a male, I don't like doing appointments with females in their home.
With single females?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm not on the guard necessarily for my safety, although I met some pretty stout women.
That's what I'm saying. There's some,
but I don't like being in there also for just the other side of it,
right.
And that is them screaming, something happened behind closed doors.
But
it's just not a good situation.
I will say this: I felt
I'm not willing to give it money though. I go anyway.
No, we go.
We always go. Always go.
But I will say this: some of you know this. I was in real estate for probably about 5 or 6 years before I joined Steve on the insurance side, and
Which, if you've been in real estate before, that's a whole different video. We actually have 2 or 3 videos up there where I'll interview her about that, and we have a lot of real estate people that join our team because.
But I felt 10 times less safe in real estate.
Oh yeah.
All the time. Every time I did an open house, even in a good neighborhood, I always felt a little bit more apprehensive because you're there in this huge house by yourself. It doesn't take much for, I felt and you have, see, when you book a mortgage protection appointment, I know who I'm going to see. I already have information on this person. I know who they are.
And they could be anybody. Going back to what I said earlier, if they're a mortgage protection lead, they bought a house. Anybody can call you and say, "Hey, Angel, would you show me, XYZ house?"
For real estate.
And they could be a transient from out of town. It's a whole different situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's you have zero control over who is seeing you and who's coming into that environment in real estate.
Yeah.
With mortgage protection, you have so much knowledge ahead of time.
But going back to what you said earlier, I think it's a good principle that everybody should use, and that is, we have iPhones, so we have Find Friends. I know where she's at all the time. So if you don't have an iPhone, you don't have Find Friends, somebody should know and have the address of where you're at.
Yeah.
And just to be on the safe side, although, like I said, I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I've never had anybody attacked, anybody even hurt, anybody even in a situation where they felt uncomfortable. One time with Angela, and she left. And I'll hurt her. Or you just didn't.
I didn't like the house. I didn't like the look of the house.
It was a bad neighborhood. We didn't expect you didn't know going in, so we don't go to that area anymore, right? Yeah. So 99%. You would say appointments that you go on are, would a couple.
Yeah, and again, if they're not, I find I'm meeting with more. I seem to find that I meet with more single females, maybe. That seems to be generally I think so. And a lot of couples, and a lot of elderly people, well, not elderly. I meet with a pretty decent amount of people that are over the age of 65, 70, that, have done a refi or, VA refis are very popular, super popular because of the low rates, because of the low qualification standards. on a VA mortgage, if you have somebody that's a veteran and they're looking to lower their rate, the VA really takes care of their homeowners. So I think that that's always a really important point. And there's a lot of seniors that don't know.
Just that traffic we're in right now is because if you wanted to go to Napa today. We're in Napa Valley, California. No, we're not going to drink. We'll go ahead and finish your thoughts.
We're the wine capital of the world.
Yeah,
we're not really drinkers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I never really question. I have to be honest with you. I never really question my safety on the insurance side. I used to question it all the time on the real estate side, but I really don't and this is not a diss on realtors. It's just a much more there's a lot more unknowns.
Anybody can call you from a phone book or a phone. Right. Sorry, a phone book. They don't have phone books anymore, do they? They call you from any phone and say, hey, I want to see this property, and you're going out there completely blind. You have no idea what you're walking into. Whereas in our industry, that's not the case. It's a completely different situation. Not to mention the money is completely different, and the opportunity is completely different. I mean, we understand that there is that $1 million listing show. It's a TV series. I've never met anybody in real estate that drives Bentleys, but the reality, the truth is, I would say 90% of the realtors are out there. What would you say, Angela? Sell 2 homes a year, maybe?
Yeah, probably. Well, here's the thing. I know a handful of real estate people that I know personally that are making, a solid, consistent 6-figure income year after year in real estate. I know.
And they're working hard for it.
And they're working hard. I know a lot of people, and I mean personally know a lot of people that earn on cruise control a 6-figure income in this industry and don't work 5, 6, 7 days a week. They don't have to listen to people screaming at them. I used to have clients for whom I was trying to sell their house call me up and for 25 minutes straight, without taking a breath, just scream at me and berate me about what a terrible job I was doing.
That's the other thing. I mean, we that's a whole different video.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is, the clientele appreciate, for the most part,
what you do.
That you're there to help them in our business. In real estate, the expectation is that you work for them. You're a slave, a servant. They can call you in the middle of the night and scream at you because you haven't sold their house yet. You haven't done enough. What do you call those things? Open houses, whatever. That is a completely different dynamic in our business. We do know a lot of people. We have a lot of people on our team that work 2 or 3 days a week, and it really isn't. It really isn't. And so, I mean, look, it all comes down to training and support. I feel like I got, we're talking heads. We're talking. I mean, it's like that. It all comes down to training and support. It's training and support, lead flow, and activity. That's it. Those 4 things: training and support, lead flow, and activity. Training and support, lead flow, and activity. I mean, it comes. And 99% of people out there, even some that are watching this video right now, are with people that talk about training, talk about support, till they get you to sign up, and then it's go watch some videos, and good luck, and you can never get them back on the phone. This industry is rampant with those kind of people. So it's not how we run our agency. It's not how. I don't think it's a successful business plan. It's a partnership for us, and we really are heavily invested, day to day, case by case, paint by the numbers, plug and play, time tested and proven, system that we put you through, and then we're available. How many times have you talked to our agents? I mean, just off the cuff today about appointments they're on the way to, just in the last hour and a half.
I don't know, probably 5 or 6 different agents.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the kind of support you need, at least for that first 6 months, to learn this business. So, if you're a woman, you could do very, very well. If you're a male, you can do that too. But the topic today is on women and security in the business. This industry needs more women, because I think women do very, very well in this industry. It's less of a sales job and more of a care job. It's more of an educational job, and you can do it around your family. You can do it, and that's what I love about this business. Angela, you and I, we try to go out on appointments at the same night, so that we're never, we're always home together. We're not 2 ships passing in the night. But we just discussed this on our way over here. I mean, you and I know without a shadow of a doubt that we can, we can do $20,000 a month just on personal production. Forget
Right.
team, overall, that stuff, and on a very part-time basis.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. And it allows us to, retain our lifestyle and the things that we enjoy doing. In fact, the other thing I did on the way over here was I booked we're taking a few days off towards the end of the month.
You just dropped a ton of nuggets.
I didn't.
Not really.
I don't have a ton of
Anyway, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So appreciate you being on the with us today. We're part of the channel, and if you would be willing to return some love, hit the like button, make a comment, hit the subscribe button. It helps us grow our channel.